Hey, everybody, it's D.L. Hughley with another episode of Notes from the G.E.D section. You know you are close to Christmas when you see a Walmart layaway commercial. And it's funny because a lot of people, you young cats and young women don't even know what layaway is, but layaway was my mama's first credit card, or black people's first credit card. Used to get some stuff that you wanted, put a little something on it, and eventually you would get it. But we used to get shit that was we had in layaway so long. By the time we got it, it was out of style. So I think I have just my mother just paid off a Barcase 8-track tape that we just got. So another thing that is interesting, Arnold Schwarzenegger has come out with the former action star and governor of ex-governor of California, has come out with his memoirs. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was, obviously an action star turned governor of California, the worst governor in California history. This dude had sex with his maid, and I'm not talking about his maid, his maid, and she looked like a maid. I'm not talking about a regular maid. I'm talking about she just looked like she got off work at the Ramada, and he had a baby with her. And now he's telling all in his memoirs. Of course, he was married to one of the Kennedy daughters, the heiresses to the Kennedy fortune. So he was married to her. Another thing that's interesting is today in the news, Texas had a rare spider that they found while they were building a $15 million overpass. And the spider was so rare that they shut down production for one spider. $15 million, Texas shut down production because the spider was on the endangered species list, which is why I think it's even more important that I am successful getting the black man on the endangered species list. Of course, I have a show, mockumentary that we did. It'll come out October 27th on Comedy Central, precisely about that, precisely about trying to get the young black man on the endangered species list. And how we would enjoy some of the protections of a spider or a gray wolf or a spotted owl. But since we just uh, black people, it's not as important to put us on the endangered species list. But it's really something I'm proud of. I hope you guys take a look at it. It's D.L. Hughley's endangered list, and it comes out October 27th. Another thing that's going on is President Obama is surging in the polls, although the general election numbers are equal, like Obama's a couple of points up. The battleground states are the states that will decide in terms of the number of electoral college votes you get. He's enjoying a pretty good bump, a pretty significant bump, and he is anywhere between 2 to 8 points. Decide which, depending on which poll you decide to believe. Interestingly, about these polls is Republicans are now saying that because so many liberal groups or liberal media groups are doing these polls, that they're deliberately trying to bump the numbers up to make Obama look like his lead is insurmountable, to kind of suppress the conservatives voting. This is ironic to me because Republicans have instituted laws in about 26 or 28 states specifically designed to make it harder for black people, poor people, older people, Latin and brown people to vote. So if it's ironic that they would in turn, the people who have the very tactic of trying to suppress a vote, are worried about somebody that might be trying to suppress theirs. Mitt Romney, a bunch of polls that are just, and no matter which poll you believe, even though conservatives will argue about the veracity of some of the polls, that the numbers are too high or they sample too many Democrats. One thing that nobody can dispute is that in any of the polls, no matter who does them, Rasmussen or Wall Street or New York Times, that Mitt Romney isn't ahead in any of those polls. So it's ironic that that they, when polls say something you like, obviously people dig them. When they say something you don't, people don't. And the problem with Romney, I was just in Ohio. I performed in Cincinnati. And Ohio is a battleground state. Matter of fact, it's a bellwether state. Matter of fact, it is a state that no Republican has ever become president without winning. And and they have early voting, and there are a lot of things that are kind of working against Romney. But one of the things that I found interesting while I was there, I arrived at 6 in the morning. I got to my hotel about 7. And between the time I was in my room between 7 and 12, there must have been 15 different political ads between Sherrod Brown and Josh and Mandel, which are the senatorial candidates for Ohio, and between Romney and Obama. And so it clearly is a hotly contested state. And the Obama is doing really well there. And one of the things that I think is coming back to haunt Romney is his, obviously, even according to any poll that you take, is his 47% statement. Any president that doesn't know, or any potential president, anybody vying for the office of the presidency that doesn't know that while you're giving a speech, or even at talking to donors, or even that nothing is off the record. If you don't know that while you're running for the president of the United States in the United States of America, the leader of the free world, the commander of the mightiest military ever assembled, that if you say something, somebody might have a camera phone. If you are too dumb to realize that you could be captured on film virtually saying anything you say, then I think that automatically disqualifies you as president. The 47% statement, I think, was a clear idea. In addition to, I like to fire people. In addition to, I'm not concerned about poor people. I mean, he said any number of things, I think, that are a clear insight to how he feels. Now, I'm not saying that he dislikes poor people. I'm saying that he's disconnected from them. I'm not saying that he's a gold digger, but he ain't fucking with no broke niggas. I'm telling you. Kanye said it best. And one of the reasons I think he's having a particular problem in the poll is because he reminds you of that CEO. Everybody, has worked for somebody, and the big boss comes in, and he tries to connect with everybody at the Christmas party or at the meeting, and he asks you about your wife that you haven't been married to for 15 years, or he asks you about your kids that have gone all to college, or he asks you about something, about some fact that has long ago been forgotten about, that, in an effort to try to connect. The reason people don't like him is because nobody likes the fucking boss. Nobody likes the dickhead that comes down from on high to tell us how we're doing our job. And as soon as you leave, there are going to be cuts, and one of those jobs is probably going to be yours. Nobody likes the guy who's the boss. Nobody likes Thurston Howell III. Nobody likes him. And I think it's hard. I think his plan was clearly to not say what he was going to do and to count on hatred of Obama to carry the day. I'm just not going to say anything that I would do. I'm just going to say that everything he does is wrong, and then naturally people will hate him so much that they will come and pull the lever for me, and that obviously isn't happening. And the thing I'm really excited about, and we'll be talking about next week, of course, the debates. This is like the Super Bowl of politics, where Obama and Romney will get a chance to sit across from each other and go mano a mano. And it's funny because this is not a athletic event. This is an intellectual exercise. This is a debate of competing ideas where intellect and wit and, I think, cool demeanor will carry the day. And the black dude is favored. Isn't it something? The black dude in a battle of wits, intellect, and sophistication is favored over the rich white dude. This is like academic Rocky for black people. So America's really becoming a minority majority country when the black dude is favored in an intellectual debate. I can't wait to see it. I will tell you all about it next week. Again, this is D.L. Hughley, notes from the G.E.D. section. And remember, after this, leave your questions and comments, and I will answer as many of them as I can. And I will see you next week.